Okay, any two win then. So no need for the extra two, so it's just any two win. I got it. I got you. I got you, bro. We can do that. So a shout out then to any two win and to Steve is not, who are in the chat. Good to see you guys. They're in the chat on Twitch. Great that you popped along, and I appreciate it. Gonna try and I really like this whole Twitch streaming bug, and I'm gonna try and stream as often as I can, and especially I'm gonna try and have a kind of a fun stream where we'll have these little bounty tournaments, some home game fun, maybe rail some of the PSO home game series games, and just chat about the action on the tables. And every now and again then Brian and Cannon and John are going to pop into the chat as well, which will just make it more interesting. So it's not in any way a poker education stream. It's not a place to come to learn how to play poker. I'm the worst guy in the world that you could ask how to play poker from. I'm going to leave that to Dave and to Chris and to Gareth and all those guys that are crushing it. And this is going to be just a more kind of laid back, fun, relaxed, chilled out stream. Seven, eight offsuit there. I'm just going to let it go in early position. We have the TJ Vancouver with the big raise in early position, so that's signifying a lot of strength. And we're just going to. Yeah, I didn't have a club either, any two win, but I did hit a set of queens, which was nice in that hand. And it's great to see a full table. Last week I cancelled this tournament. We didn't play the One Buck Bounty last week because it was at the Irish Poker Open in Dublin. And the week before, which was our first week of doing it, yeah, it was my own fault. I was late letting people know about it, and I was late posting about it in the forum, so we got a very low turnout. We only had about, I think, 4 players for the first go. But this is great. It's great to see a full table. So we're going to give a shout out to all the guys that are at the table. We have, to my left, we have Any Two Win. Then we have A Fistful, who's a regular in the PSO home game series. We have Techman 180. Steve is not. Myself, with all the zeros. Lazar C, Bill Curran, and TJ Vancouver. So thanks to all of you guys for popping into the game today. And I wish you luck in whatever other tournaments that you're deciding to play today. And hopefully you don't experience any of those issues that we've been having at PokerStars lately. We've been having they've been experiencing a lot of server issues with games getting cancelled and stuff like that. Hopefully that didn't affect us too much. Got a nice little hand here with the pocket tens, but I'm in the small blind. So we'll see what action comes before me. I'm just going to raise it up to 2.5, and we get a fold in from Any Two Win. So no action there for my pocket tens, unfortunately. I've got my tables stacked at the moment, so it can be difficult just to follow the chat. Okay, A Fistful deciding to have a repop at me. And he probably thinks I'm just trying to steal the blinds, which technically I am. So we'll just call this off and we'll see what happens. It is the kind of a board that would hit some of A Fistful's range, and he's betting about half pot, so just keep a note on that. I've completely missed the flop, so I'm not going to stack off any more chips here or lose any more chips. So we'll give A Fistful some respect there and say nice hand, sir. Yeah, server, I don't know what server I'm on. I play on the .eu client, so I'm guessing that's the servers for the I'm guessing that the servers for the .eu client are in the Isle of Man. So, as I guess, probably the servers for most of PokerStars are. So, what client do you play on, Any2Win? Yeah, so I don't know. I'm on the .eu client, so I presume it's the Isle of Man servers. So a shout out to Lazarasi, who's in the chat now. I hope I'm pronouncing your username right. Lazarsi, all the way from Serbia. And also to Ashelina77. Hi Ash. Welcome to the Twitch chat. Ashelina is a great person for not only dropping into Twitch streams but also for Twitter chat. I just see a lot of favourites and retweets and stuff like that from Ashelina77 on the Twitter hemisphere, or the Twitter sphere. Techman on the button here and checks back to myself 0-0. Ace King 4-9 on the turn. So if Techman had an ace there, it's very hard on a board like that to get some value if you have an ace or like an Ace King. So I'd imagine that was a good fold there by myself. Not myself, but the myself that's at the table. Kind of funny when you have a player called myself and you're saying that was a good fold by myself. Kind of tricks the brain a little bit. Okay, Steve is not. Thanks for the info there. So, A Fistful is also watching on the Twitch stream, but is not able to chat. So, welcome, A Fistful. Thanks for tuning in. So what are you guys all up to today? What are you grinding out? Or unfortunately, like I said earlier, we had to cancel well, we didn't cancel them, we just put them off for a week. The Spring Fever home game series. Ashley gives us a purple heart. I first saw the purple heart in one of Nanonoko's streams. Nanonoko is a big fan of the purple heart. I often hear him saying to guys, give me a purple heart if you like that. If you like that hand, give me a purple heart. Okay, I'm just going to raise it up here with the Jack 9 offsuit. We do get a caller from A Fistful. And I have to be careful here because I'm watching the Bronze Star table on my PokerStars client, and I'm watching the home games table via this Twitch stream, which has got a delay, so I just want to be careful I don't press any wrong buttons. That would be a disaster. Here we got FC's favourite hand, 7-2 offsuit, in the small blind. FC had shift it all in there for sure. So any two wins on the normal.com client. Yeah, I was on the .com client forever, until about maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago when we got that dreaded manual or automatic update. What do they call it? The compulsory update that you get from Stars, and switched me over to the EU client. I don't mind too much though. Just the last 2 days were a little bit buggy, and I noticed now too, when you want to close the client, you have to double click on the Xbox. The little red X at the... You have to keep clicking it and clicking it before the client will actually close. Which can be a bit of a pain, but yesterday and the day before were terrible. It was just so laggy, and when you try to open something, it'd take forever for the screen to load, and it was really, really bad. But I'm sure that the good people at PokerStars are working around the clock to try and get all the problems resolved. When I first logged into Twitter this morning, I seen more guys saying, you know, still the same problems, still having issues, and I kind of went, oh no, like not another day of issues and problems. That'd be a real pain. Going to raise it up here with the Ace-9 offsuit in the cutoff. Folds around to Techman, who's in the big blind. Might decide to defend his big blind, but decides to fold instead. So we'll take that. Just going to say, depending on what TJ Vancouver decided to do there, it was close between me either raising this hand. If I'm first in, I'm going to raise this kind of a hand up. But if TJ Vancouver decided to raise and come into the pot first, I'd probably fold. It is a kind of a mediocre speculative hand, and I'm in middle position. So I've still got a fistful to get through if there's no action here. I do flop a gut shot. A 10 would give me the straight. A fistful now gets disconnected. So I hope he doesn't get reconnected and then decide to call me. Steve is not is going to play in the 440 progressive. Good stuff, mate. I wish you the very, very best of luck in that. I don't think that I'm going to play too many tournaments. I was going to enter the Sunday Storm, and kind of pokered out a bit lately this last few days. So been grinding the 25NL cash tables poorly, and I might actually just take the rest of the evening off once this thing finishes up. I might bring the dog for a walk and just watch a movie with the kids or something. I think we have Despicable Me is on later on. So Despicable Me is a great movie. Yeah, Steve is not. You have the same click problem when you're trying to close the client. And Annie 2 in is saying that since PokerStars 7 came in, that the lobby is generally laggy for most of us, and I agree with that. Then personally, I often wonder too, does it have anything to do with the additions of the casinos and now that the sports betting is in the client too. Like, is this just putting too much of a strain on the servers or the system?